Okay, I really hope that this is working this time. Let's see what happens. Come on, come on, come on. Yay! We have liftoff this time. Thank goodness for that. For some reason, it wouldn't go live just now. So apologies if you were trying to find us and you couldn't see anything. For some reason, it wouldn't stream the first time. So that's deleted, and so hopefully now we're good to go. So I've no idea what happened there. Have a look. Just want to make sure we're set up okay. I think that looks all right. Hi, Kim. Hope everyone can hear me now that you can actually see me. Turn the sound down on there. Hi, Donna. Hello, Vanessa. Hi, Pam. Hi, Julie. Thank you. I don't know why it wouldn't stream the last time. Never mind. You have to keep refreshing it and see what happens. Yep. Hi, Andreen. Absolutely no idea why that wouldn't work the first time. One of the joys of Facebook, I guess. Thank you, Bev. Evening already in Australia. Okay. Wait for a few more people. Hi, Linda. You might have to come out and go in again. Yeah. Okay. So today we are going to be trying our hand at bleaching with brushos, which we've tried out the last couple of times. And we're going to start a new technique as well. Hi, Jill. Which is tissue paper bleeding. I think I mentioned last time. So this is Technique Tuesday 14. Thank you, Christine. So I'll do a quick run through of what I'm going to be using. I shall put the materials list and some brief instructions up on the group, so you've got it to hand if you need it. Hi, Christine. So, stamp set wise, we're going to be using Foliage Galore, inspired by Linda B, Bursting with Flowers, and the Mandala stamp set. Everything is on Dragon's all-purpose card. Apart from my old brusho backgrounds, which are just on some like mixed media cartridge paper. We'll also be using the Pink Frog True Black and craft card. We'll be making the two cards today, which one is a 5x7, one is an 18 by 18 centimetre. We've got some Wow Clear Gloss embossing powder. I'm going to be using Versafine Clair in Nocturne and Pinecone. I've already got some brusho backgrounds, which I did a little while ago, which I'm going to use. You'll need some really cheap tissue paper. The cheaper the better, because we want the colour to run out of it. Some household bleach. Obviously, using bleach, please be careful. If you want to put some gloves on, that's fine. Hi, Gail. Hi, Jane. Brushos are brilliant, aren't they? Yeah, obviously, well ventilated room as well. Make sure you've got a cloth or some kitchen towel to mop up with as you go. Also, not that bleach will do any damage to a craft mat at all, that's fine. But yeah, just to be careful, keep well ventilated. If you want to use gloves, that's fine. I mean, this is ordinary household bleach, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. And then you just want some brushes, water spray, craft mat, stamp platform, trimmer, some scissors, heat tool, pokey tool, glue, some cardboard, and some copy paper.
And a teddy bear. And
a teddy bear too, yeah, on the conveyor belt. So, let's get started. Bleach over there. So, the first one we will be doing is this card, which uses the old brusho backgrounds. So I've got a little bit of mixture of everything here. Okay, let's turn my notes over so don't forget. So just run through this. So I cut a brusho background into two so that it would fit nicely onto a 5x7 card blank. Hi Dawn, that's all right.
Can I have some coffee on top, please?
And then I also had some just plain colour brusho backgrounds. I've got some in pink to match this side, got some green to do the leaves with, and blue to match this side. You can do whatever you like, of course. Put those to one side. There we go. Let me pop that up there. So we've got our lovely brusho background. I might do this the opposite way around to the other one so that it's slightly different. Thank you, Donna.
You can apologise to Donna because you're only making 2 cards.
It's only 2 cards, Donna, I'm sorry. Okay, so let's have it this way this time. Pop this into our stamp platform. There we go. So the main image is bursting with flowers, which is a gorgeous stamp. It's nice and what's the word? You've got everything there. You've got everything you need in one stamp, pretty much, apart from the sentiment. As far as I know, it's on the website, so it's still available. If you haven't got this one, this is just a really, really handy stamp. You can use it for so many, for different things. You can use parts of it around the edges. I think we've done that before. You've got your space already made for a sentiment. And there's so many lovely, gorgeous flowers in this one. It's brilliant to use. So we'll line that up roughly in the middle. There we go. Hi, Debbie. Ah, that's a little bit weird. Perhaps it was just me keeping still, Vanessa.
No, it's working now. Move your hand a bit. Move your hand for me, girl.
I am moving.
That's good.
Okay, so we'll pick that up. I'm going to use the Nocturne on this one, the VersaFine Clair. So we get a nice layer of ink. Hope you're well, Debbie. Nice covering all over this stamp. Got a lot of details in here which we want to capture.
What stamping platform you got with that?
This is a Crafts 2 one, which I got from Hazel, from Dragon's Papercraft. I'm just going to apply even pressure all the way over, as it's one large stamp. Make sure we get all the way around the edges here as well. That's it. Make sure we've got all of those areas covered and give that chance to soak into the paper. This is paper rather than card on here. As I say, it's It's like a cartridge paper. It's got recycled coffee cups in it. Oh, good, Debbie. I hope you get it sorted, Vanessa. This is very reasonable, this one. It's a good size as well. I like the stamping platform to have a hinge to it, so you're not, you know, lifting, taking things apart in case you knock things, and it just makes more sense to me. There we go. So let's lift this up. Yep, that's gorgeous. Right, we'll give this a mop up. Just some water. Give this a quick clean. It's beautiful, this stamp. Well worth having in your stash. I think this was from, it must have been 2020, this one. Oh, brilliant, Vanessa. Internet's a funny old thing, isn't it? Okay, so let's move that stamp to one side. And what we're going to do is we're going to heat set this with some clear embossing. I just find it gives a better result. Kind of contains the bleach, and then also if you wanted to just colour with oxides or the brushes you've used, like we did the last time, it helps it from running into the paper so much. Okay. That's that. Let's pop this away. I have to say, I would, where possible, I would always get the bigger pots of powder as well. They're much more economical. They're great, aren't they? The platforms. Alright, because we're just heat setting, I'm going to go in from the top, and you can see what's happening. It does, doesn't it, Kim? Especially depending on what medium you're using. Obviously, if you're using alcohol markers on top of embossing powder, just be a little bit careful, because it can degrade the actual alcohol marker. I'm not sure how. It must be the chemical elements in it. This to one side for a moment. Bring the platform back in again. Leave that there. So start with the blue. So I'm going to stamp that over. So the blue flower is this one at the top. I'm going to turn it around, that'll make life easier. And we want to stamp 3 of these. Clever, is it? New magnets. I managed to break all the others. Okay. So we can get this as close to the edge as we can. We will be cutting it out eventually. I struggled with the tonic.
Yeah, that's why she gave it me.
Brian's been using it. He gets on fine with the tonic Tim Holtz one. But I have to admit, I did struggle.
I'm just wondering why the cushion pad is underneath the machine, not under the platform, not on top.
Okay. So we can do one down in that corner. If we turn it straight over, we can do another one in this corner. We know it's placed properly. Yeah, it moves about. I found the paper moved about. It didn't matter how many magnets you had holding it in place.
Or tape.
There we go. Move that up a bit. See if we can get another one on here. Should be fine. A little bit more just in case we don't want to destroy the other one we've just done.
Oh, looky magnets.
Yep, that's fine. Bubbles. I don't know where that one's gone.
Where's the other one?
I don't know.
Oh, what?
Oh, it's stuck to my bracelet.
Is it?
Right, I'm going to put that one over there. What am I like? Give this a quick rub. We're going to do the same with the pink, except this will be the flower that's on the other side. I don't know. Disaster waiting to happen to me. Right.
That bracelet is not copper.
It's got my bracelet's got magnets all along it. It's supposed to help with arthritis and things. I don't know if it does or not. Yeah, underneath it's got the foam.
Yeah.
But I've started using these. I had them for ages, but I've only just started really using them all the time because I get in such a mess with ink and getting it on my fingers off the foam and everything. I thought it was a better idea. So, but once I've used up those, I'll be doing what Joe does and just put them in a blank piece of copy paper or an old letter or something like that. So we're just going to stamp 3 of the other flower now. Move this one up. Okay. The reason you need so many flowers is, I don't know if you can see this or not, but you're kind of missing one of the petals on the flowers because of where the sentiment man goes. And if we layer them up, we can make it look more like a full flower. It's not important. It could be staying underneath, but that's just something that I like to do. Let's get this clean up before we move on, and then we're going to stamp the leaves on the green part. And just some water on my old trusty crusty cloth. There we go. Okay. Find a nice bit of the pattern to go on to. So we've got one leaf there, which will look nice. Obviously, the darker the background, the better the result you're going to get when you bleach the colour out of it, if that
Good
makes
idea,
sense.
Just thinking of funky foam.
Oh, that's a good idea. So, do that little leaf there. And then we've got this one. leaves here. There's one leaf here, so we'll try and grab those, stamp those up. And when we're done, I'm going to heat set the whole lot. Just a bit. There we go. Brilliant. Right. So it's going to be a bit like paper piecing, but with some added extras as well. So, does anybody here like paper piecing?
I love fussy cutting.
Okay, let's move that out of the way for the moment. And we're getting embossing. This is just a good time saver as well as anything else really. Down there, we can cover all that. That back in.
Oh my God, Kim, you're glutton for punishment. Did you see that?
What's that?
She's cutting 30 acorn leaves while watching this.
Whoa! Wow. See, I really like paper piecing, but I have to admit, I prefer it if it's been a die, rather than cutting it out. It's still not my favourite thing to do. But never mind.
Oh, paper piecing. Donna's not quite sure. Right, watch this space, Donna.
Right, let's just mop some of this that's gone skew with before it goes everywhere. And we'll heat this up. And from the top again. Sounds intriguing, doesn't it? Acorn leaves. Right, slowly over. I mean, it has to be said, most of Julie's designs are easy to cut out anyway. It's just me being impatient, I think, more than anything with fussy cutting. Oh, I love little books and journals and things. I haven't done anything like that for a little while now. Those cool down a bit before we move on. I think we'll just pop our sentiment on before we start the bleaching. So the other card, what did I put? I put with love. So I think this time we'll have a different sentiment. We'll have just to say, it's quite handy to have these sorts of cards in your stash ready to go. Kept it to quite a short sentiment. We might have some leaves overhanging, not leaves, petals. Of course, you don't have to use black ink if you don't want to. You could use a colour. Just a little bit, give that a chance to soak. This back in. And that was from the Inspired by Linda B stamp set, which I think I can definitely say we all love. It's nice to mix the old with the new as well. Hold up. How does embossing powder go everywhere when you think you're being so careful? That's what I want to know.
Does,
Getting it stuck between my fingers. Yeah. I've got no idea how it even gets there.
It's got mine at the corner. Oh, what paper trimmer does it make called?
Well, again, I've got the Crafts 2 one at the moment, which is a great cut. I do have problems with it always cutting the same measurement. But that could just be me. I think a guillotine, I mean, it depends what you want to use it for. Trimmers are great for coming into something and cutting a section, so you're not cutting the whole thing. But if you're matting and laying, just cutting pieces of paper, a guillotine, definitely. And this is self-sharpening, so every time you come down, it's sharpening itself. I did recently get the Tonic Tim Holtz one, but then realised I usually work in centimetres, and that one is more geared to inches, which is brilliant if you like using inches, but I like using centimetres. So, just have a mop up again. And we'll get on with the fun bit. So, I'm going to be using a very fine brush. And I decanted some bleach into a smaller bottle with a secure lid. And I'm going to pop a little bit down just onto the mat there. Pop the lid back on.
Oh yeah, there's having problems with the internet, so I can't watch.
Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, catch it later. You have a good day too. Thank you for trying. Okay, when you pick it up, this is quite a thick bleach, so it can leave strings. So the best thing to do is just to come in and to rotate it a bit. And then we're going to pick out what flowers we want to take the colour away from. And we're just going to paint that in reverse. Here we go. If I bring this down a little bit, wait for the feed. I know, it's brilliant, isn't it, having Australia watching. A little bit more. Let's have a look, see if that comes in closer. That's it, yeah. No, the bleach is neat.
And it's a household bleach.
Yep, it's just ordinary supermarket own brand. So it's just like you would colour in with oxides or watercolours or anything else. Just coming in, so instead of adding colour, we're taking colour away. Now obviously it depends on the background you're using as to whether it's going to work or not. anything water-based will work beautifully. Basically, if you can bleach something with some water, you'll be able to do it with this technique as well. This just gives you a much more controlled way of doing things.
And it works all the time. Doesn't it?
Yes, it does, yeah. As long as you haven't let the bleach go off. So I'm going to come in here, take the centres out of those.
Beth says she's old, so I like inches, but Australia is decimal, so the grandchildren are all centimetres.
Yeah, it just depends what you're used to, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Come in, take those away. Obviously, the deeper your background as well, the easier it is to see, but you can see this coming up already. I've got the door and the window open, but I can't really smell it too much now. We'll have all of this one. Some colours also will react differently to others, which is interesting. Sometimes the blues don't bleach as well as the other colours. But I'm not a scientist, so I don't really. The liquid is bleach, ordinary household bleach. It's just a supermarket brand.
Stay away from the expensive bleach. don't seem to work.
It's not cheapy, it's still quite thick. So like I say, keep things well ventilated just in case you've got a really strong smelling one. If you want to pop gloves on, that's fine, but you shouldn't get it everywhere. Yes, yeah, because it didn't work, did it? Some of these little ones as well, let them stand out. I know Julie and Hazel have both done this as well.
You think about how old this technique is.
Yeah.
I think Julie was writing her books when this technique was about.
Not that Julie's old or anything.
Hmm?
Not that Julie's old or anything.
Not that Julie is old. Julie's not old.
I'm going to pick out the centre on this one. Try and pick out those little hearts if I can. This is why you need a thin brush.
Nothing about you being old, Julie. We're not saying that. I promise you.
She's not. She's not. Oh, thank you. Well, I think it's just nice to, you know, we get so many different bits and bobs, crafters, don't we? So many bits of paper and card and stamps and dies and everything else, different mediums. It's just nice to think about what we can do with them. And I mean, I hadn't done this for quite a little while. I thought, oh.
Julie's trying to type an email, but she keeps on hearing everything. What's happening?
Mustn't distract her. And as with colouring, this is quite therapeutic as well. I just think it's good to have to know different techniques, to keep learning, to have different ways of using what we've got.
I still think this is magic.
as I was saying, I mean, you could do it with water, but it would take
forever.
Ages. You'd have to keep dabbing at it, and what else should we do? We'll do these as well, I think, this time. And drying it, and then trying it again, and dabbing it, and drying it, and maybe going in again. I think we're also used to doing it with the distress range, where you can lift with water. But if anyone's worried, it doesn't leave a smell or anything.
It doesn't actually, does it?
I've got everything there, yep. So we're just going to do some of the leaves, which will still be here. I'm going to do the top part. And you can look back and see how it's going.
Good tip about the trail line of bleach around the paintbrush, Miguel. Because it does.
It can, yeah.
Trail.
It's a bit like a glue stick. You can get little lines. Just roll it about. Okay, that's all of those. Let's make sure we've got everything. I'll bring this up. Have a little look.
Elizabeth, is it watercolour card? No, it isn't, is it?
No, this is just like cartridge paper. But I bought a great big pack of. I'm not entirely sure you can get this one anymore. We did have a look before for it. But a cartridge paper or a mixed media paper. I mean, the other one we're going to be using today is the Dragon's All-Purpose, which works brilliantly.
Yeah, it does work.
That takes water and you know.
I promise you that it works well with this bleaching technique.
Anything fluid, it takes so well. So now we're going to move on to our flowers. If we decide which one is going to be our top one, so I think we'll use this as our top one, because obviously the rest will be covered up. I'm going to come into the middle. I'm just going to go over where the little lines are, the little crease lines in the petal. Don't need to do that one line shot, that would help them. Don't need to do the one that's going underneath, because that will be cut off. We're almost creating like a negative to when we colour in. Okay. And the other one, we won't worry about the middle part because that will be covered. We'll just come in and do the creases. That's going to really show up on this because it's a lot darker in this area. Hi, Joan. I was really disappointed about the paper trimmer because I thought I was going to have something more reliable cutting wise. I just can't get my head around the measurement side of it. I shall keep looking, see what I can find. Unless anyone knows if they do a centimetre version. Bring that up a bit. Okay, that's those done. I'll take long to dry. Now we'll do the blue one. Which one should we have on top? This one, I think. Again, take the middle out and just come in with a little stamen up. Just going over very gently, don't need much pressure at all. Let's just do these on the other two. Saying I don't like fussy cutting, I'm going to give myself quite a bit of fussy cutting today, aren't I? But that's fine. The second card doesn't need any real fussy cutting, so that's good. Make sure that's okay. Can go in a bit again if we want to, if we don't think it's showing. As I say, blue can be a little bit tricky, you know. Sure why, I just guess it's the chemical makeup of it. Let's try and find out. I know that reds and pinks are usually the most unstable of the colour group. Okay. Right. Sure they're all going to go. Yep, okay. Let's move on to the leaves. So if we check our picture to see which way up we will be, I'm going to try and bleach out the part where the light would hit it. So come in here. Don't worry if you go over slightly, it doesn't matter, that all adds to the arty look of it. And this one down here. And we've got this one, which comes that way. So come in here. There we go. As you see on the green, that comes up beautifully. Bring it up and give you a little look. So, put that to one side to dry off, and we'll start popping the card together. Let's just have a little bit of cleaning up, otherwise we'll get little bleachy bits everywhere. You can also splatter with this as well, which is quite interesting. And clean. Let's bring you up again. Come the right way or the wrong way. Just wait for that to catch up. No, wrong way. Come back in. Okay. Come amongst yourselves. That's it. That'll do. I think we're back to normal. Okay. So, as I said, I've got a 5x7 card. Just one I had in my stash. Got a piece of the True Black, and this is 10.3 by 15.3, as I wanted it just to have a little frame around it. It is like magic, isn't it? It's brilliant. I don't know why I haven't done it for so long. piece of copy paper. Give that a good smooth down. You can use a bone folder if you'd like to. Bone folder. I don't know why my voice went funny then.
It works all the time like this way.
So, there we go. Brush. Oh, I mean, brushos are just fantastic, aren't they? It's any watercolor powder. It's that first time you've put some down on a bit of paper and then you start adding the water. It's wow. It's like heat embossing, isn't it? I think I thought about this again because we've been doing parts of the craft room out a bit at a time, and I'd found a load of backgrounds I'd done ages ago with the brushos, so that got me thinking again. Let's go back over, make sure all nice and neat and tidy. Sure our edges are nice and flat, not too wrinkly. There we go, so that to one side. Let's put the glue on for now, just in case it doesn't gum up. And we'll get cutting. So let's cut around these first, give ourselves some room. I've still got some nice bits of background left here. Do some other bits. You could do this with the other flowers if you wanted to, or if you've got the, any of the other stamps. Just go with whatever colour you like. Thank you, Jeanette. And these. Okay, so let's get cutting. So has anyone got any anything planned for today, crafty wise? I'm just going to go around, going to cut up to the black line this time, not leave a border. These scissors are, let's move this over a bit and you can see. I would recommend these scissors, these are brilliant. These are the tonic ones. It's up to you if you want to help. And we're going to come in, miss that one completely, come up to the middle, go around the middle and continue cutting, which I can show you. So we've got one like that. I'm going to get some help with me cutting. There we go. So it's going to end up looking like this. Ah, decoupage. Yeah, this stamp would be brilliant for decoupage. Brilliant, Kim. We should move on to that when we've finished this card. Yeah, it doesn't need the petal that's cut off by the sentiment band.
Okay.
There we go. I didn't want to get any of these pre-prepared because I wanted to show you the bleaching on all of them. No worries, Gillian. Nice to have you here. Well, I don't know about anyone else, but we've found so many different bits and bobs since we've been having a clear out. I'm trying to reorganise things. It's nice to come back in and find ways of using them. There we go. As you can see, these are quite quick and easy to do anyway. Just want the leaf for this one. Okay. I'm not sure about making it look easy. I think it's more a case of wanting to get it done and out the way. Cut around there where the flower goes over it. Snip that little bit off. And then we'll cut this little bit out as well. You don't have to. There we go. Cut around that bit as well. Okay, so we've got those. And we can start assembling. Get these little bits out the way. Ooh. That sounds good, Bev. That sounds very good. The green, yeah. Oh, I think there's 3 on that one. Yeah. Okay, so that's going to be our top one. Let's pop this one down first. I'm going to actually put the leaves on first. The glue back out. Because the leaf would be underneath. You could do more than one of the leaf if you wanted to, and then curl and shape this as well. The right one, is it? That one. There we go. Just get that in place. Get that a squidge down. Just wait for the other bits to come across. We'll be good to go. Do we, Elizabeth? I guess it's similar part of the country. I'm Sussex. It's not that far, is it? There we go. Got the leaves. It's like magic. Look at that. Okay, so we can get this one glued on. To make sure they're down properly, again bring in your bit of copy paper. That will pick up any stray seeping glue as well. Okay, so the first one, what we want to do is to line it up so that we can incorporate the petal coming over this side. So it's just a case of moving it until we're happy with where it's placed. That looks like quite a good place. The second one we're going to put directly over the top of where it should be anyway. And this gives us lots of lovely layers of petals. Now the top one you could either lay down flat or you could give it a little bit of a curl and shape. So I'm just going to bend it at the centre, then use my pokey tool just to curl across the ends there. Makes it look nice. That's it. And then just a little bit of glue in the middle. Then we can move this about. That will look quite pretty. So that's that one done. And we'll go in with the blue. I've already popped the leaf down, so that's fine. A little bit of glue all over. Again, let's find a good one to do. Good. So we're not covering the sentiment, but we have still got the little petal going across there. As I say, it doesn't matter. You could still cut it out as normal and have the petal going underneath the sentiment. But I just thought it was quite a nice thing to do to create a different look for your stamp. This one directly over the top. Oh, hi Pam. Thank you. Yeah. Catch up later when you're got some time for yourself. Do the same here. Just bend down at the centre on the petals and then curl and shape those. Each petal around, glue in the middle. Where's this going to go? Want it there, or do we want it there? Well, I think we'll pop it there. You could do another layer if you wanted to go full on with your petals. That's it. And that's that card done. There we go. So that's the one we've just done. This was the first version. There we go. So that's the bleaching onto brushos, which works like magic. That's it. Thank you, Yvonne. Okay, so we'll move these to one side. And now we're going to get on to something a little bit more messy, but fun, really fun. Let's get all my bits out on my bag. Okay, so got the 18, I think this is 18, yeah, 18 card blank. Got some bits already done. Got a trusty bit of corrugated cardboard. I'm going to put do a matte layer onto this one as well, just so it looks a little bit different. Right, let's get my messy board out. So that we'll be able to take this one away. Obviously I had to get one pre-done, otherwise it wouldn't have been dry in time. So this is a piece of the Dragons all-purpose card. Brilliant for anything you're going to be using with your water or wet inks or paints or anything like that. It will really take it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. And like I say, I'm going quite autumnal with these colours. So I've got red and orange. I think I've got another orange one. No, that's fine. And a goldeny colour. And all it is some kids tissue paper. Got this pack in the works. And as cheap as you like, so that the colour will run. You don't want to be using anything posh that we'd use for packing or anything. And what you want to do is tear, I think these are A3, the sheets that you get. So I've managed to get 2 backgrounds done already. I still have some left.
Oh, guess who's in the
Hi,
house?
Joe. No worries.
Yay.
We want some wibbly wobbly lines.
Go on, catch up.
That's fine. I bet you're busy. You could have straight lines if you wanted to, but I like the wibbly wobbly. I tend to keep all the bits as well. They come in useful for lots of little fiddly areas. You don't have to worry about them being equal or the same size or anything like that.
Just catching herself coming backwards this morning.
I know. I don't tend to go with straight lines. So we'll have some of the orange. This is a gorgeous colour. Yeah, I know that. I think they're trying to get ahead with as much as possible. Obviously, they've got their move, haven't they? So, Hazel and Paul are going to be busy doing that.
Yeah. How many backgrounds are you currently in?
I'm just going to cut up what I've got, you know, tear up what I've got here, and then it's good to go if I don't use it all. Right. So I would definitely be keeping these little strips because we can add these into things as well.
Dan's really looking forward to this technique. She's never seen it before. There you go.
Now, this is fun.
No, you didn't see this before I saw it.
No, quite. So we've got a piece of card. This is 16 by 12. I'm going to wet the card quite a bit.
Yeah, don't worry about the water.
And then literally come in. I'm just going to follow dark to light, move it where you want, overlap it so we haven't got any bits of white showing. You can turn it the other way around if you want to. Go. Keep going, keep building it up. You won't need all those bits, but it's quite handy to have. There we go.
Sometimes lucky you can use this paper again.
You can, yes. It is so chock full of colour, the cheaper bits of paper. Because when it's completely dried, it will just lift off as one and separate up again, and you can use it again quite easily. I'm going to dampen that down quite a bit again. Got my flat brush. I'm just going to come in very gently over the top, almost dab down. doesn't matter if we've got little air pockets underneath that might leave a bit of the white behind. That adds to it actually. So then all you do now is leave this somewhere to dry. It doesn't take long at all really, especially with the humid weather as it is at the moment. Leave it on a windowsill. And I couldn't keep obviously the paper, once you take it off, it's so fine, but then you're left, once you just take that off, and you're left with this. Bring this up, have a proper look. So it's kind of like ink blending, but without a huge amount of effort or elbow power, elbow grease. You can do different shapes.
Julie,
all
won't
sorts.
work that way. I've tried that. It don't work. You put another piece of card on top to get two backgrounds.
Yeah, we have tried that, haven't we?
Yeah,
might give it another go. I mean, we'll carry this on to the next, not the next Technique Tuesday, but the one after, because there's something else for the next Technique Tuesday. But we will try some different things. What you can do as well is die cut your tissue and pop it on, so you get little shapes of colours, which is quite fun. So I've taken this one dried, taken the tissue paper off, and this is what you're left with. So the colour transfers onto the card.
That's Elizabeth, what she means is that the paper.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to explain. After you've taken it off, and this is what you're left with. This is why we want the cheapy paper, to get all that beautiful colour come out. I tried to keep the paper on top so they could take off, but obviously it's tissue paper and it flies about everywhere, and it wouldn't stay. Yeah, leave it to dry naturally. Don't force it, because of the very nature of the tissue paper. It is prone to burning and things, which we don't want to do. Okay.
Oh, I'm so happy when you're impressed with Julie. That's what I love about with Julie and Joe.
Oh, well, it's no fun if you don't get mucky, is it? Right, so we're going to stamp directly on top of this, and we're going to use the beautiful stamp from Foliage Galore. Another block stamp.
Crepe paper, yeah, if it's cheap.
Yes, try it, but it does need to be the cheapest you can get hold of. We didn't have any crepe. Okay, so I'm going to pop this roughly in the middle. Make sure that's straight. Doesn't particularly matter. Because I'm kind of going with an autumnal theme, I'm going to swap the black ink for some lovely brown. So this is the first fine Claire. This is Pine Cone, which is a lovely dark brown colour. Again, come in, make sure we get this lovely stamp completely covered in lovely ink.
Jennifer remembers doing it and she ended up with different coloured fingers.
Yes, yeah, I had red fingertips for
Yeah,
for a few days.
Yeah.
It soon
Like you
goes.
pick your nose.
It's
So good.
it's only the same as using your distress inks and things. I really shouldn't be so messy, should I?
No, you're right, Joel. Joel's right. It's got more pigment in the tissue paper. But crepe does work if it's the cheapest.
Yeah, it's just it's a fascinating technique. I think it's because it's so random as well. I mean, you can put as much thought into the width of what you're ripping up or where the rips are and where you're placing it, but it still comes out not quite as you expect, which is lovely. It's very difficult for us humans to be random, so finding a way of being random is good. Right. Make sure we get pressure all over this, as it's such a large stamp. This is perfect for this.
I love your colours.
Oh, thank you. Let that sink in a little bit as well, like we do. We're going to heat set this one as well. So I'll get this in ready. I thought, yeah, I mean, this it can be for any time of year, can't it, Joe, this stamp? You can make it whatever colour you like, but I think it's because it's got, particularly this kind, it kind of reminds me of seed heads and things that you get this time of year now, which I love. See how we've got on. Yep, that's covered perfectly. There we go. Let's give this a little mop up. Stamp away. To one side. Get some clear embossing powder onto this one. Here we go. Where we'd be without clear embossing powder. Let it warm up a little bit. We're going to come in from the top again. You can go in underneath if you like. It's just easier doing live like this. Just up a little bit. To go. There we go. As soon as it starts going, move the heat tool. I don't want to be burning anything. Move the way across and down. To wash the heat down too much, otherwise it just blows the powder away. The pens, don't want any fingers. Look at that. That looks fine. There we go. So, let's get that out of the way. That's it. That's beautiful. And as you can see, you've still got these little areas where the tissue paper obviously wasn't touching, but I really like this. It just adds to it somehow. Okay, so we'll let that dry off a little bit before we move on. It's always a good idea to let things cool down before you do anything else with them. So, just got a little bit of craft card here, which goes with what we're doing. And I'm going to use a sentiment from the mandala stamp set, one of my favourites. We had Sending Love. So what shall we have? Let's go with a happy birthday, because you can never have too many birthday cards. Put this in here. Doesn't really matter where we've popped it. We're going to be cutting this straight out anyway. I always love that about brushos, that you get those little pockets where it doesn't seem to touch at all, or you get a really intense blotchy patch as well. Don't have to use craft for this, of course. You could use whatever you like. Nice if you're using black inks. Go on to have a black mat and maybe some white embossing onto black, or just black onto white. Just going to let that sink in, especially with the craft, because it's a very thirsty cardstock. I've already got that one that I did with the other card, as you can see. Let's bring this up a little bit, then you can see it. I just think that looks pleasant and mellow and nice for this time of year. Nice and warm colour. Yeah, that's fine. You could heat set this if you want to, but there's not really any need to with this one. Just give it a chance to dry a bit before you cut out, otherwise you'll end up with nice brown fingertips. Okay, that's all our stamping done. Shift that. Make sure the lid's on the ink, we don't want that drying out.
No.
So, like we did the last time, I'm going to come in and bleach. So again, little blob on the mat. Got our little brush again. Then I'm just going to pick out areas that we want to take the colour away from. This is where we all go quiet.
Yeah. Someone say something.
And I'm hardly touching the paper, or the card rather. So very mindful doing this. I'm going to do the hearts as well.
You get in the zone with this, don't you?
You do, yeah. Completely. It's just as enjoyable as colouring, it's just the opposite.
I was just going to ask the question. So I had to go
Yes.
back. Can you paint over the bleach there?
Yes, you can. So if you want to add it, this is quite a good way of being able to do that. You can go in with a completely different colour if you want to. And it's great for posting and things like that. Because obviously then you've got a flat surface and a flat card. But you can still add all your layers of detail in. I've actually got something to share tomorrow in the group for my normal Wednesday post, where I've bleached the colour away and then added colour back in again. So keep an eye out for that. But we can look into this more with some future Technique Tuesdays. Just going to work my way through. Up.
Yeah, it works, Donna. It really does. Can you use the bleaching technique on super smooth card?
Yes, just be careful.
Because it can bleed.
It won't really bleed, but the fibres of super smooth aren't really made for using anything wet. Super smooth is fantastic for colouring with alcohol markers and anything like that, because it is obviously so smooth. But you do have to be careful that when you're going over and getting it too damp, the surface will tends to bobble. But you can do it, just be gentle with it. It's the same like when we're using distress oxides or distress inks to colour with water. As long as you're careful, it's fine. Set that all the way around. You don't have to do all of them. Just little bits and bobs here and there. Little highlights. It's amazing, isn't it? Like I say, I mean, you could try this with water as well. It just takes a little bit more time and a few attempts at taking the colour away. But because I'm impatient, this is ideal. Okay. Try not to go out of shot, try and keep in all the time. Do these little ones as well. And we'll have a look, see how we're going, see if we need to do anything else. You can do as little or as much as you like. This is a brilliant stamp to be using for this, I think. Okay, how are we doing? Let's give that a minute to correct, see if we need to do anything. You can go back in and touch up if you're not too happy with it. I think it just adds to the artiness.
It really does.
Just going to do some of these as well, I think, while we're at it. Might as well. Wanted to be slightly different to the first one I did. I think the next Technique Tuesday I'll be having a bit of a giveaway. I've got quite a few bits and bobs. If anybody would like any, so we'll do that next time. Cards and things. Okay. See how that comes up. Just give it a chance to do its magic. So I think that will be fine. Let's bring this up, let you have a look. Wait for the feed to catch up, and I know I've got it in the right place. So bring this across. There we go. So hopefully this will be like another string to your crafty bow. Let's get this washed up. So I was just going to say I'll get that brush into water as soon as I finish, but I think Brian's going to take it right now, which is great. Definitely know I've got a nice hygienic craft mat now. There we go, give it a waft. Okay, so we're just going to cut this sentiment out. This one's nice and easy. Straight lines. Thank you. It is nice to do. It's a lovely technique to try. You can do as much or as little. Obviously it won't work on like acrylic paint because that's plastic and there's no no give to it, so you won't be able to take any colour from it. But anything water based it will work with. Anything that's, you know, hasn't been sealed, that'll be fine. Okay, so we've got our card blank. 18 by 18. This is a super smooth one. I'm going to do a matte for this one. So, that way round. It seems to be all right on the wrong side with the craft card. The craft matte layer for this is 16.5 by 12.5. I'm going to pop this over to the left hand side. An even border there, and there. Got a good squish down. Oh, that's great, Joan. I cannot wait to see everybody making their cards using the different techniques. Makes me so happy. We're going to put this down on top. You could 3D this up if you wanted to. That would look great. Just depends whether it's going through the postal system. So give this another squishy down. Thank you, Jane. I hope if you haven't got any or tissue paper laying about, you'll find some and give it a go. We will carry on with the next one. And I've got a bit of the corrugated card to put on the happy birthday, just to emphasise that.
That's great. See, corrugated card, you could do this with foam.
There we go. Chance to stick, doesn't take long. Glue there. Then we'll add this in. If I line it up with the little heart that's just there. Let's see if that makes sure. Don't move, don't move, that's annoying. Make sure I get that straight. There we go. Yep, that's our card. So, a few new techniques for some of you today. A few new ways of using things, hopefully. Some nice colourful cards. I haven't really taken all that much effort or thinking about, because the stamps do most of the work for you, which is brilliant. And the tissue paper will do its own thing. So there we go, that's those two. Those in, bring the others in as well. What have I done with those? Put them somewhere up here. That's it. And those as well. So please give these a go and share on the group. I can't wait to see what you all come up with. That'd be fantastic. Your different colours, use different stamps, and yeah, tag me in it so I can have a nosy. And I will see you all in a fortnight for something a little bit different, and then we'll carry on with our tissue paper, I think. So if you haven't got any, go and find some. Cheaper the better. Yep. Don't want to, you know.
What did you say the works?
Give any one retailer a shout out, but yeah, if they've got it, that's the one to go for, because it works beautifully. So thank you so much for your time today. Have a great the rest of the day. Have fun with all your new techniques and products, and I shall see you all in a fortnight. Thank you. Bye.